It's only at this distance you start to realize just how big the buildings truly are. What did the voice say? AMAUROT? Look, over there. Hello? Is that a person? No, my mistake. That's a giant. Doesn't seem to have noticed us yet. Giant to know. A resident of this place may have much and more to tell us. I say we make the first move. Oh, you can't just... Sibling drama! Drama. Oh, God. Oh, God, that was really creepy. I thought that was her actual face, not a mask. Pray, excuse my boldness. Might I ask you a question? Oh my God, that's so big. Hello? Creepy! I don't like that! Oh my God! Oh, what adorable costumes. Are you children on an excursion? The district has much to teach you. How odd. They sounded like no language I've ever heard, yet I understood every word. Just as he understood us. Ahem. Which district is this exactly? Okay, it can't just be me. This is legitimately creeping me out. Like, the sounds it's making are kind of saying, like, tingles down my spine of, like, legitimate fear. Ooh. Ooh. You stand in the Polydate district, wherein lie the institutions most vital to the management of our star. The wee wounds? Is that what they're called? Oh, no. Friendly giants? I like that. Language of the Ascians ASMR? Nope. Nope. The opposite of ASMR. Hate it. Can you tell us who rules this city? Who rules? What a curious question. Mayhap you refer to our supervising body, the Convocation of 14. The Final Fantasy of 14? So Emmett Selk isn't the leader here. Emmett Selk is a member of the Convocation. Were you hoping to witness its deeds firsthand? Hardly surprising, I suppose. The whole world holds its breath as the final days draw near, and our brightest minds race to implement their plans. Okay. I'm assuming this isn't referring to the end of this star with the light consuming it. I'm assuming this means the end to the Ascians' original world. And this person's kind of like a shade from that past, if I had to guess right now. Thus, you must understand that gaining an audience at this time will be next to impossible. You should hurry home now, before your families begin to worry. Do you need me to walk you back? No, thank you. We'll be fine. Very kind. And this is actually La Habrea. Very well. Take care, little ones. What was that all about? To my eyes, these people appear as arcane entities. I suspect MX wove them from Aether, much as he reconstructed the rest of the city. He's just a lonely boy. The final days. Such words well befit the oblivion described to us by our Ascian foe. A catastrophe of unprecedented scale, which did set in motion the summoning of Zodiac, and thence Hydaelyn herself. But that happened centuries ago, didn't it? The men spoke as if they were rushing to avert a disaster here and now. Unless, for these people, the distant past is here and now. I believe thou hast the right of it, Master Alfino. The ethereal AMAUROT and its residents appear to be phantoms of a different age. Emmett Selk has resurrected a memory, a moment in time from before the star was sundered. I'm getting some real Kingdom Hearts vibes from this. This almost feels like a Castle Oblivion kind of moment to me. We find ourselves in a long-destroyed city, inhabited by the long-departed. An unusual situation, to be sure, but at least we're able to parley with these ancients. In fact, they seem downright eager to chat. I say we use this to our advantage, split up and search for clues. I mean, strike up some conversations and we can see if we can learn the location of our quarry. And while we're at it, it wouldn't hurt to wheedle out a few more details regarding the convocation of 14 and their impending disaster. To mingling, then. Let's meet back here when our jaws start aching. And our knees are scratched up, right? Haha, what? Oh, he's anxious? Oh. Good gracious, child. Where is your family? You should not be alone at a time like this. Run along home, quickly now. Have you not heard? Though yet confined to the lands across the sea, a terrible phenomena afflicts our star. They're calling it the final days. 'Tis said it starts suddenly, a cacophonous keening from beneath the earth. The sound distorts all living things within earshot, and wrests from us control of our creation magics. Once that happens, all is lost. Fear, pain, despair. Every dread impulse is siphoned from our minds and given substance. An eternal fall of fiery rain, an incessant spawning of nightmarish beasts. None can point to the source of this phenomena. It is as if the star itself has fallen ill, as if a force inimical to our life now festers and spreads. It is only a matter of time until AMAUROT 2 resounds to the discordant squall. You should stay with your loved ones, child. Stay with them. Theory craft time from Talael. The summoning of Zodiark is such a toll on the aether of the world that is what is causing this calamity. Because Zodiark is a primal and therefore requires aether to be summoned and maintained. So maybe the star itself is being destroyed because of Zodiark summoning. And Hydaelyn. Would seem the hall is host to a most precocious visitor this day. And what, pray tell, shall be the subject of our discussion, young one? The convocation and their handling of the coming peril. It is only natural that you should have questions. So we begin with the members themselves. As you know, the 14 are the wisest and most puissant among us. They are the stewards of order, responsible for decisions which keep this star turning season after season. Be it the speaker, La Habrea, or the emissary Adelbus, each seat is occupied by an elected sage of surpassing intellect. I love how the only two he mentions are the ones that we already know about. Okay, well, you can't immediately prove me wrong in the next sentence. Come on. Logriff, Mitron, Emmett Selk, their individual titles have, as a gesture of respect in a matter of tradition, become synonymous with their incumbents. Thus, it was with great incredulity when I greet this recent rumor that his seat in the convocation is soon to be left vacant. If proven true, it would be an unprecedented development and a testament to the immense pressure under which our saviors are tolling. In any event, I for one am confident they shall deliver our star to salvation. Oops. About that. Goodbye. An audience with Emmett Selk. I'm afraid you have the wrong office, little one. And besides, you'll be far too busy to field the questions of curious children. Surely you have been told of the looming catastrophe. Every resource available to the convocation must be spent upon ensuring our world survives. Yet they have yet to make an official announcement, but it is said the 14 are moving forward with a plan of scarce credible proportions. one which promises to grant will to the very star itself. They will invoke our mightiest spells of creation to birth an entity of all-encompassing magnificence, and then they will rewrite the laws of existence. So this is prior to Zodiark summoning them. It's a huge undertaking, and it must be completed ere the corruption spreads this far. Thus I say to you again, do not hold out hope for an audience. But the blessing and curse of losing your sprout, you're not fully credible for your actions. Yeah, and I also can't, like, farm it in my stream title, you know? I have to always be a sprout, otherwise I can't do the sprout lost in Shadowbringers. I can't be in Twitch be like, new player, ooh, you want to come watch my stream? It would seem our conversations are much alike. A looming disaster creation magic's running rampant, and his convocation efforts to bring salvation to the chaos. I suppose little else in the time in which these events came to pass. Ah, Urian J, if I may, what are your thoughts on the Ascian's art of creation? A fascinating discipline indeed. Let's try that line again. A fascinating discipline indeed. Art the mind can conceive may be rendered into reality. All that is rendered is a clear concept upon which to focus one's will. So the summoning of primals. 'Tis not dissimilar to the primal rites taught by the Ascians, wherein ritual ceremony breathed life into figments of myth and legend. I see we've arrived at the same conclusion, then. The people who lived in the age before the Sundering were blessed with vast reserves of mana. No matter how draining these creation magics must be, it seems they paid the cost with not more than a fraction of the aether which coursed through their own bodies. If we were to attempt the same, such spells would soon deplete our energies, and then seek to draw the balance from elsewhere, from a hoard of crystals, mayhap, or from the very land itself. Thus, when this art of creation was placed in our hands, it became, in effect, a means of destruction. Ah, an interesting matter for which no doubt bears further study, but despite all these reservations, are we not closer to finding MSQ? Has anyone learned aught which might lead us to this location? Not directly, mayhap, but from what we've heard, it seems the Convocation of 14 is sequestered in the nearby Capitol building. When we went to see for ourselves, the attendant wouldn't let us through without a writ of permission. We tried our luck at the Bureau of the Administrator, where we thought that permissions might be issued. The clerk there said he couldn't help us since our names didn't appear in the registry, and they think we're kids as well. That was where we gave up. I wonder, though, Talal, could you be eligible for one of these writs? The voice in the lift seemed to know who you were. Might be that your name is registered at the bureaus as well. Worth a look, I'd say. Meanwhile, I'll head back to the capital and search for a less official point of entry, just in case. You're a gunbreaker now, not a rogue, dude. You can't be sneaking around. Pray, allow me to accompany thee in thy reconnaissance. An arcane perspective may prove needful. That was the most dismissive gesture ever, Thancred. It's like, fuck it, sure. I think I'd like to speak with more of these ancients. Maybe they know something that can help cure Talal's condition. Would you mind coming with me? Of course I don't mind. Let's lead the way. Then Y'shtola and I will be busy ourselves with further exploration. There is surely more intelligence to be had. And so, we part ways once more. This time, however, let us reconvene in the front of the capital. My brain hurts whenever I have to voice that many people. That was 6 different voices in the cutscene I had to just give voice to. Oh, my brain. As your residency was approved by MSQ himself, further forms of identification will not be required. Here are your application documents. Submit them at the Bureau of the Secretariat, and the clerk will issue you with a visitor's writ from the capital. Hey guys, this is hitting way too close to home. I work for the state, and like all this bullshit about writs and having to have your full names, all the paperwork bullshit. That's my job, and I didn't want to have to deal with my job in the game. The climactic ending to the most emotional expansion, bureaucracy. Yep. Next, please. Here's my writ. Visiting the capital, are we? Please take a seat. Your name will be called once your application has been processed. Oh, hello. Can I? Okay, I can actually interact with it. Good. Look at him, so tiny. So little. Oh. May I? So little. I love how I'm on crisscross applesauce here. Basically a kid on a bench, and they're like just like, all right, cool. You, I think, are from a time beyond ours. Have you followed in the wake of Emmett Selk? Interesting. Nay, there is no cause for alarm. I am simply a shade, here and not here. Why does this one have some form of sentience? HYTHLODAEUS. Chat, if you could like spell it out in the chat for me. How on earth do I pronounce this? HYTHLODAEUS? I know only my name is HYTHLODAEUS, and that this city is a recreation, a phantom moment plucked from the well of history. HYTHLODAEUS? Oh, I was right! HYTHLODAEUS. Isn't that cool? Oh, I'm usually always wrong. These others seem unaware of their pale existence, but I wonder if Emmett Selk's mind was distracted when it came to my reconstruction. A stray thought would have been enough. HYTHLODAEUS will realize the truth, for example. We were close friends once, you see. Yet in spite of my perception, I played the same role as all the rest. A bit part, meant to bring color and noise to this well-crafted stage. Too much scrutiny, and we shall burst like the fragile bubbles we are. That's horrifying. Like, imagine having to live with the knowledge that not only are you not real, but that you were created in this world as the only one with knowledge that you aren't real. That's fucked up. Oof. Oh, creepy. Thus, I tell you again, my presence is not to concern you. I wish only to share your company whilst we wait. If you've come this far, then you know of the catastrophe which awaits us on our morrow. The final days. What began as isolated incidents soon swelled into a world-spanning threat. The Convocation of 14, well, it was 13 at the time, endeavored to create a will for our star. They would repair the fundamental laws of order and halt the spread of destruction. But creation on such a scale required an immense source of power. Yeah, Emma done him dirty? Yeah, yeah. Never actually thought about it? Yeah, that's like a horrifying Twilight Zone existence. Not having a single person around you who is real. You're not real, but you have conscience. That's wild. Of those of us who still lived, nearly half offered up their lives in the name of salvation. And from their sacrifice, Zodiark was born. Just as we had hoped, he reached forth and halted the march of oblivion. Yet oh how the star had suffered. So many species lost. The land was blighted, the waters poisoned, and even the wind had ceased to blow. Once more did our people give of themselves to Zodiark. Another half of our race sacrificed to cleanse the world, to ensure that trees and grasses and myriad tiny lives would sprout and grow and flourish. The cycle of life had begun anew, and we reconsidered the means by which we might protect it. The convocation decided thus: we would nurture our world until it was bursting with vitality. Then, when the time was right, we would offer some portion of its living energy to Zodiark. In return, he would restore us those brethren whose souls had fed his strength, and together we would resume our role as stewards. There were, however, those who disagreed with this plan. They argued that enough had been sacrificed to Zodiark, that this new world should belong to the lives newly born. These dissidents surrendered their life energies in the creation of Hydaelyn, an incarnation of their opposing belief, and for the first time in history, our people stood divided. Know you then how this conflict ended? Poorly. I thought you might. Oh, bright. I've been flashbanged. Jesus. Lalavels are very... I imagine the Lalavels... Lalavels could probably sit on his shoulder. Selk has ever been a champion for the will of Zodiark. The original plan may have been set back millennia, but he will not have abandoned his course. He will pay the price for our return by whatever means is necessary. And though he may carry himself with a certain glib ease, Selk is not a man to bear his burdens lightly. In fact, I imagine they have only grown heavier with every passing century. Sad granddad. 'Tis truly a terrible weight he has chosen to carry. Slouchy Emmett sad boy. Oh, the slouch. Oh no. Delay Lashstorm. That's me. It seems your turn has come. Do not let me keep you. Hello, friend. Sorry about your tortured existence. Bye. The superhero landing I had to do because of how high up it was. Ah, there was one last thing. You walk with another at your side, yes? How do you know? How do you know about Arbert? Did you see my ghost boyfriend? Nay, I see no definite form. Just the faintest suggestion of a second soul. I doubt it is visible to anyone but me. Otherwise, I assume only you can see and hear this ethereal companion. Yep. Don't chuckle at me. Your connection is hardly a coincidence. In our time, the two of you were one. The color of your souls tell the tale. Oh, so, okay. He's one shard of me. Interesting. A hue that distinctive cannot be mistaken, no matter how thin the soul is spread, like butter scraped over too much bread. This is just the kind of fate I might expect for one such as he. And surely, Emmett Selk has recognized the hint of him in you. Ah, my theory that I'm an Ascian! Delael Ashstorm. Fare you well, my new old friend. May you find what it is you seek. What of you, Delael? Was aught worthy of interest said during your efforts to obtain a writ? No. Not at all. They don't know about my ghost boyfriend, right? I haven't told them. A great sacrifice of life in exchange for our brethren's resurrection. And you say all the Ascian scheming has been leading to this. All this time. But if they still mean to enact the plan, then things won't end with the rejoining. I thought we knew their intentions in full. Restore the world to its former glory and, in turn, empower Zodiac to proclaim his throne as the will of the star. That was merely a step along the way. I hesitate to put into words, but we have to assume that following the final rejoining, the Ascians mean to draw on the lives of the Source to make their sacrifice to Zodiac. That does seem the most likely scenario. Mayhap those who ally with the Ascians would be spared that fate. What value is there in surviving when all our history, our struggles, will be erased? I cannot conscience such an act. Of course not. And that's to say naught of what MXL plans for the Exarch's power. Do we stand by and let him threaten our future as well as our past? We need to find him, Delael, and when we do, make your mark. Change the course of history in a way that's felt by those who came before, and those who came after, by everyone you've ever met. Change things, so that even my other self, dying somewhere in that future, Calamity will smile and say, I knew you would win. This is hurting my feelings, guys. I don't like this. Is fighting MXL the only way? He created an entire city. We'll take everything we have to defeat him, if we even can. And if you push that hard in your current state, the light will break free. The decision to press on lies with you. The decision lies with each and every one of us.